This was the vision, a 4-story luxury condo with 8 units in Forest Hill. But 7 years after construction began, the project still looks like this, a fenced-off, unfinished building.
It's pretty awful, actually. I mean, every day I get up and look at this from all angles of my suite. I'd like it finished, built, and looking like a real house, or demolished, one or the other.
It was supposed to be the ideal project, demolishing a single-family home to make way for several units. The old home was purchased in 2015 by New Point Developments for $3.3 million and demolished 2 years later. But for the last 2 years, it's pretty much sat idle. As recently as January, it was on the market for almost $13 million, but it didn't sell. New Point wouldn't say if it plans to finish the condo, but the president did say it has been and remains important to the company. In a statement saying, the project has been affected by unforeseen delays as a result of the COVID crisis, along with continued construction cost escalations and fluctuating market conditions specific to mid-rise projects. It's just one example as developers across the GTA are battling the perfect storm.
With prices now being soft, with interest rates having risen, with issues around supply chain and labor force, so actually having people work on projects, this can pose real challenges.
Leaving some projects stalled or abandoned because developers simply can't afford to build them or find buyers. And it's not just small projects like New Point's, even mega developments in prime locations like the one at Yonge and Bloor aren't spared. It was placed into receivership last year. And when this happens,
that affects obviously the housing stock that we have in the city.
City Councillor Josh Matlow says the city needs to do better to streamline the process for developers.
There are some boxes that city staff have to check off that may have no context with the actual application in front of them, but the developer's asked to wait 6 months to figure something out that may not necessarily have to happen anyway.
And as for the project in his ward,
this is not an acceptable situation.
But he says in a case like this, and at this stage, the city's hands are tied. Angelina King, CBC News, Toronto.